Are you sorry? Do I have to speak clearly?
Loud, because
Oh, loud,
It
yeah.
doesn't have to be clear, it just has to be loud.
Loud and clear. Okay.
No phone call.
No phone call.
Sorry, honey, I'll be up.
I got it on text. I just rigged for silent running, but it doesn't make that much noise anyway.
Okay, now I'm standing over here with Tony DeLorenzo, very famous Corvette racer. I've let him talk to you about some of the events he was in his youth.
In my earlier misspent youth,
Yes.
as opposed to my current one.
I know years ago you told me that you started out with Haley Dawson or something of this nature.
Yes, after my father discovered what I was up to, he said, all right, I see where this is headed, and I'm going to try and, I can't help you financially, but I'm going to give you this car, a 65 Corvair. And he said, if you make it so that you can't drive it on the street, you're going to have to walk or take the bus. And I said, yes, sir. And then when the car came, I immediately turned it into an A sedan race car, and I raced it for 2 years. And then my brother had a conversation with me and said, you know, we can't keep doing this because we had qualified for the runoffs in Riverside. We couldn't afford to go. So I started looking for sponsors, and one of my proposals went to Hanley Dawson Jr. at Hanley Dawson Chevrolet in Detroit, and I had the meeting with him. And I figured that the answer would be no, so I was getting ready to fold up my papers and leave. And he said, I think I'd like to do this. So we talked about what kind of car would we race, and I said, well, we could do a Camaro, or we could do a Corvette, and then we decided on the Corvette.
That was a good thought.
Yes, it was a good thought, and somebody had asked me, did you know what was going on with the L88 and all that stuff? And I'm not sure how much I knew, but I was thinking that this car had all the right stuff on it. I kind of knew that.
And why was that?
Well, that was because, no, I had, racing my Corvair, I got to meet Jerry Thompson and Don Eichstadt, and they were engineers at Chevrolet. So I think Jerry was the little bird in my ear that said, well, if you get a Corvette, you got to get the L88 because... So anyway, Hanley ordered the car and got us a trailer and an Apollo wagon to pull it with, and expenses to go to the races. So it was like we had to do the work. We prepared the car, and off we went. And the rest is history, more or less. Yes. So anyway, we had a chance to go to the Great Hall at Bloomington Gold 3 years ago, and that's where I reconnected with Hanley Dawson III, who is Hanley's son. We're contemporaries, and he was having a car judge there, and it was an amazing weekend. The whole thing, I mean, it would take all day to tell you everything that happened, but Hanley and I have reconnected, and now every year on my motorcycle trip out west, I stop and visit him for a couple of days in Sun Valley, Idaho. So
you mentioned Bloomington Gold, and I'm glad you did, because standing right next to us is Mr. Guy Larson, the gentleman who now owns Bloomington Gold. And the big news this week is he's moving it out of Illinois to Indianapolis. Right? Come on in here. Nice to see you.
Good to see you, Frank. You should stay around. Yeah, we get you running around the racetrack.
So, this is the big news. So what prompted you to move from Illinois?
Well, there was a lot of things feeding into it, but we just wanted to step up the venue and go to something bigger, a lot more to offer to attendees. There's going to be a lot of driving events. You'll be able to drive your Corvette around the big oval. We're going to have high-speed driving on the race course inside. We're going to have autocross activity. And we're going to have a burnout contest on pit row.
Really?
Maybe Tony will do a burnout for us.
I might have to bring my big block out just for that. I'm good at that.
I thought I held the record from the runoffs at Daytona.
How far did you go on that?
Well, I had 2 flat tires. This was the 69 runoffs at Daytona, and so I pitted. They changed my tires. And I don't know, I think I was midway down the pit lane, and I lit it up, and I burned it all the way down to where I had to get onto the track.
Nothing changes.
I was not happy.
Sure. I put time behind it.
I was there racing in the SVRA there. It was a little uncomfortable since our race group had 67 cars and the road course is 2.4 miles. It was like driving on the Dan Ryan on Friday afternoon. It was unbelievable.
Dan Ryan. Oh. Anyhow, speaking of Indies, now how are you going to work these cars? One at a time, take them around the track?
Well, we're going to have different things going on. We're going to have people be able to do laps with their Corvettes throughout the whole weekend. We'll schedule them for a couple laps. And then our famous road tour that we do on Saturday nights, the road tour will stage all the cars. And when the road tour starts, it'll take one lap around the track and then go off on the road tour. So that'll be kind of fun.
That's a great idea.
We'll have some high-speed events and lots of activity.
So you think that's going to be the standard now, that you're going to always be in Indianapolis, or is this just another temporary until you find another venue?
Well, this is it. I don't know how you beat this, so we'll see. I'm pretty pleased with the opportunity that we have here.
Well, I wish you a lot of luck with that.
Thank you.
Sounds like
Thank
a
you.
great idea. I think it'll rejuvenate things.
Get at the brakes on those race cars.
He's not going to let us get out.
Let Tony light them up. Trouble.
Let me in on that.
Yeah.
Like a ball light.
Yeah. Thank
Okay. Thanks so much. Good luck with this, and we'll be in touch.
Yep.
See you. Now, you know where I'm going to go now? I want everyone to know I'm going to be walking over to see Joyce Chanel. Larry Chanel's wife. Now, you know, Larry designed the original Stingray racer. And then he went over to Ford and he created the Boss Mustang. And she happens to be here with his original Boss Mustang that he used to drive on daily basis. It's sitting over there. So we're going to go over there, talk to Joyce briefly about the car, and the gentleman who owns it now. So don't go away. We'll be right back live from Rosemont, Illinois.